Hi, I'm Lucy Griffiths and I'm going to share with you how I went from being desperate to manifesting my dream life. If you like this video, I would love you to subscribe. I share all things about manifesting, about creating a business through marketing and strategy. But I know that sometimes it can be all like go, go, go with your business, and sometimes you need a little sparkle in there too. If you like this video, I would love you to subscribe. Please click the link below. Thank you so much for watching. So a few years ago, I was pretty desperate. My life had taken a few turns and I was broke and I was single and I was miserable. So how did I go from that to effectively in a year being married, have a baby, have the house that I wanted and the life that I wanted? So yes, it was about hard work and it was about really going for it and being prepared to put myself out there. But it was also about this. I had to change my mindset. And I did this when I went to a Tony Robbins event and I wrote down the 4 things that I really wanted and I got clarity about what I wanted and I kind of stripped away all the other stuff that can be noise that distracts us. And once I did that, I went for the goals that I wanted and I really went for them. And within a very short time, I wrote down 4 goals. I wanted a husband, a baby, a house, and to be a coach. So 4 goals. And within a very short time, I met my husband, I fell pregnant, we bought a house together. So that was kind of 3 goals ticked off within a year. And they all happened so beautifully and so amazingly. I will share this in a moment. And then the 4th goal was to be a coach. And once I was on my maternity leave, I was able to focus on this. And so I started my coaching business. So what the first thing I did was I wrote them down, and I wrote them down often. So I wrote them down at the event and then I wrote them in a big notebook and I wrote them out quite a few times, almost like it was like doing school essays where I wrote them out and I wrote them out. So I just really got clear with that vision. I put them on my vision board. So I created a vision board. I had this house, I had babies, and I had this kind of dream man. And my husband thought that he was crazy when he first met me. He was like, oh my God. But you know what? It worked because it really, really worked. Now, I'm a journalist and I have been trained to be skeptical. I've been trained to question people and challenge authority. So when I first learned about manifesting, it was like, oh, yuck. But there was a part of me that just said, let it go and just go with it. And it is that phrase, go with the flow. And what you need to do is get clear in your goals, but also suspend your disbelief. So in the same way when you go to the cinema and you allow things to happen when you're watching a movie, so in the same way, allow things to happen in your life like you're watching it. And so see it play out. And sometimes we can shut it down, but don't shut it down. Allow it to happen. So before I went to the Tony Robbins event, I was due to go and work in the Middle East, and I was due to go and work in the Middle East with a big job. I'd earn lots of money. I'd have, a beautiful house, all of these things all paid for by my organization, the TV network that I worked for. But I'd been to see a gynecologist who told me that if I didn't have a baby within the year, I probably wouldn't be able to have children. So for me, that was like a big thing. This was bigger than my career. So I went for it. And I literally stayed in the UK, even though I had no job, no money, and nothing to show for it. I had no house. But there was a little voice inside me, and I listened to that voice. So what you have to do is be prepared to listen to that little voice inside you, even when it goes against something that doesn't feel right to you, even though the thing that you were pushing for and doing, mine was a big TV job. So it might be that there are things that happen in your life where you go with them, even though something doesn't feel right. And you're like, why doesn't it feel right? I'm going to do what feels right. So focus always on what feels right, but get clear in that imagination. Start manifesting it. Start believing it. Start dreaming that it's possible. And the more that you write it out, the more that you create it, the more you think about it, the more it absolutely is possible. Thank you so much for watching. I would love to know what you have manifested in your life, and please give it a go today. When you wake up in the morning tomorrow, start thinking about, have clarity of thought of what you want to do. So think about it today, start writing it down, and the more you write it down, the more you imagine it, the more you know it's going to happen. I promise it's possible. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, bye, bye.